We're doing more fractals. So here we go. We're not there yet, but I need to repair. Thank you. Next island chaos. Yeah, that seems like what I want to do. This is being recorded on April the 11th, I think it is technically now. Still in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. I hope everyone's staying safe out there. You know, it's obviously it's pretty scary times. There's no two ways about it. Can only hope that everyone is doing everything they can, keeping themselves safe. It's hard. It's a hard situation, to basically limit yourself. You don't even realize how much you value in-person communication until it's taken away. I think to an extent you sit here and you think, am I lagging again? What the hell? Oh, I might know why. Hang on. Okay, I turned some things off. So hopefully that helped at least a little bit. I did actually get a new router. So I really need to set that up. But this came out of nowhere, and the problem is everything else is working fine. Like I was playing League earlier today, it was fine. Like I don't know what's quite going on between me and Guild Wars. Maybe there's some sort of disagreement between my connection and their server. Who the hell knows? But hopefully it should be stable enough. It's funny, I did have a not like angry conversation with my roommates, but I was like, look, I get it. Everyone's home and hours are weird as hell. I was like, but I really need the internet at 1 a.m. And I don't know, it's a little better. And okay, hopefully it'll stay there. But because I think that was the problem in the last two videos. I think someone was watching, some sort of streaming service. It is amazing though. It's just it's almost difficult for me to comprehend how little time matters. Like when you're in this situation where realistically you can't. Not that you can't leave your home, but you can't leave your property. You can't leave your property. There's really nothing on TV. There's no sports. There's nothing that's time related. What's the difference between 12 in the afternoon and 12 in the morning? And I mean that, unless you're working at home like me, but it's like, I'm sure there are plenty of people that are out of work, or maybe they're still at their job, or they're salaried and their job's telling them not to come in. There's something, who knows? I have heard stories about that happening. I don't really know anyone that's happened to, but I'm sure it's happened. It's... like I said, I'm still working, so I still have a little bit of a concept of time, but I'm sure, it hits me as hard as it does, and I still have a reason to pay attention to time. I can't imagine what it's like for people that don't, There we go. These look terrible. Oh my goodness. There's no depth to them. They're completely flat. Oh boy. It's the first time I've seen in this game in a while that just looks outright terrible. Who are we waiting on? I was gonna say, can we go? But yeah, so it, you know, it's scary times, man. It's, you know, luckily over the last you know, couple of days, you know, I wouldn't say things have outright gotten better, but there's definitely signs that they're going to, which sometimes in times like these, unfortunately, is all you can ask for. Get away from me. You're going to explode. I do not want you anywhere near me. And with those torments... Hey, I actually remembered what the name of that thing is for once. I usually forget it. Mainly because I'm stupid, but... Is he gonna leave? He's gonna leave, isn't he? Oh no, he's gonna heal. It's funny, I actually, I've been playing through, you know, because I do have extra time on my hands, and when I really want to try to, like, decompress, I've been playing through, I played through Pillars of Eternity. I had gotten pretty far in it before, but I'd never beaten it before for some reason. Like, I don't know why, I just stopped. Can you not? I just stopped for some reason. So I started fresh, new character. And I don't want to spoil anything, but the final boss of that game does one of these. Does one of those, you know, I'm gonna sit here and heal, and you can't hurt me. It was a pretty good final boss fight, though. Especially compared to, like, other isometric RPGs. Like, if I try to think, like, it was probably better than the Belfit fight in Icewind Dale. Although, was it really better? The only problem with the Belfit fight is, like, it's so cool, but it's so frustrating due to a few different aspects to it. So maybe it wasn't better than that one, but I think it was better. I don't know if it's just me, but I hate the Sarevok fight. I really do. I hate the Sarevok fight in the first Baldur's Gate. Oh. And I hate it for a few reasons. Like, I don't think it's a bad fight, but you also have to understand I've beaten that game, like... Ooh, boy. Probably something like 15 or 20 times. Maybe not quite that many, but it's definitely in the double digits. And it's just, I think the frustrating thing about it for me is I hate, like, and, you know, it's kind of the thing with the Belfit fight, except I don't think Sarevok's as cool as Belfit, or, I'm saying that right, Belafit, or it's something like that. But I hate when they throw mooks at you for the purpose of, like, making the fight harder, but then you do nothing but completely, like, the goal of the fight is to ignore said mooks. Like, in the Sarevok fight, you ignore Angelo and everyone else, and you know, and Tazok, not Tazok, whatever, the dude, and you just go straight for Sarevok. You do the same thing above it. You ignore the Iron Golems in the Belafit fight. Like, it just... I'd almost wish they just make the actual boss, like, a little bit stronger and get rid of the mooks. Like, I'd rather fight a tougher boss than fight mooks. And that's also why, to an extent, I was okay with Pillars of Eternity's boss fight, because there were mooks, but they actually played into it. They played into what you had to do, which was a kind of cool change of how to do things. I did quite enjoy that. And it was a pretty good game. It was very Obsidian. It was very much an Obsidian game. From themes to it was very, 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 very much an Obsidian game. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but I'm friggin' doing it, bro. Sounds like, please. And I actually didn't play the DLC. I didn't even realize there was DLC. I felt like an idiot. I played through like 80% of the game, and I looked in the bottom right corner of the title screen and like saw DLC, and I was like, excuse me? Like, it just... So, I'll probably play through that game at some point on the channel. What are we playing, DDR here? Good lord. Okay! Ow. Is there any rhyme or reason to how these light up? Hit him with fire. Oh god, get out of that. He actually does not seem as tough as some other bosses. Ah. Unfortunate. Just keep attacking him, keep stacking the bleed. I think the most amazing thing, for me personally at least, in the midst of, you know, everything that's happening, is that I haven't started another Skyrim playthrough. Again, like, seriously, I think that's pretty amazing. Because that was like, when this all first kicked off, that was the first thing I was like, I'm definitely going to wind up playing Skyrim again. I think what it was is, I just don't want to go through and take the time to get mods and everything. Played Skyrim a bunch of times too, and I've beaten the main quest line once, because I'm pretty sure the main quest line in that game is literally the worst one. And I wish that were a joke. But I think the main quest line in that game sucks. Actually, friggin' Delphine. Ugh, Delphine was so dumb. She was such a stupid character. Was her name right? I think it was Delphine was her name. But God, she was frustrating. I think it's pretty amazing that Bethesda is actually trying to stick with stick with Fallout 76. I mean, maybe, like, maybe it could be like the Elder Scrolls Online, and it could have, like, a sort of renaissance. You know, I don't know. It's just, to me, I think they should probably focus on making a game that their consumers won't hate them for. I mean, that's just me, to be fair. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think Fallout 76 was kind of botched from the start. And I think it's quite interesting that they tried to save it. I mean, they're still trying to, yeah, they're actively trying to save it. Not even that they tried, they are trying to save it. And apparently the way to save it is to bring in essentially pay-to-play foundations, which makes even less sense to me. But this is all old news. I should just go buy it. I should go buy it after this. But wow, man, wow. Crackhead hours setting in, man. When you've been trapped on your property for coming up on a month. Or did I buy? No, I didn't. I bought something else when I was going to go buy Resident Evil 2 Remake. I forget. I don't know. I did buy something else, though. Shows you how my brain works. But, like, Resident Evil 3, like, I was going to buy it, like, on launch. Like, and just, you know, get ready for that freaking game, man. And I'm reading, and I watch a playthrough of it. Not even watch. I just see the timestamp. I see the timestamp of a playthrough of it, not a speed run, a playthrough of it. It was like a hair. It was like, was it even over 5 hours? I don't think it was. You're charging me $60 for a 4.5 hour campaign, and some sort of stupid battle mode? The hell is wrong with you? Like, you know, I'll be brutally honest, I had my worries a little bit, like, with Resident, because it seemed to me like they rushed it. They spent 4 years working on Resident Evil 2 Remake, and it friggin' showed. Like, it shows in that game that they spent 4 years working on it. You know, but from announcement to release of Resident Evil 3 Remake was like, was it even a year? I don't think it was. I think it was announced this past summer, and it came out in April. Like that, like, or maybe it was announced like last spring, and it came out in April. So barely a year, maybe. Like that, and that did worry me. And unfortunately, it's from what I've read, and I've talked to some people that did unfortunately buy it. It seems like they rushed it. They basically built some areas for the Resident Evil 2 Remake engine, threw in Jill, and shipped out Resident Evil 3. And apparently they cut out a lot from the story, which was obvious. I figured that out on my own when I realized why the game was so short. Like, it I don't know, man. I feel like Capcom always does. Like, I gotta stop letting myself get burned by Capcom. Like, I feel like every time Capcom does something, like, I feel like they were on such a high. Freaking, you know, Devil May Cry and Monster Hunter and everything, and then they do Resident Evil 2, and then they do something stupid like this. God, man.